everyone. So I am going to be showing you how to watercolor this unit that I've custom made, the color titanium. So right now you see me pouring the hot water into the bucket, and this is steaming hot boiling water straight from the stove. I let it sit for probably about a minute, and then I poured it in, and it's still real hot, like super hot. So I'm going to add a little bit of cool water in there to kind of cool it down before I put the color in the wig in there, because you really don't want that water to be too hot, especially with a 613 hair. It'll just burn it all out. So we're gonna go ahead and add that, and I'm gonna make sure I do another unit and be very more detailed, because I forgot to record myself making the unit, plucking it, everything. So, but this is definitely the process for coloring it. So I'm testing the water with the back of my hand on the bucket because it was super hot. I couldn't even really touch it at first. Alright, so after that, I'm going to let it sit for a minute so it can cool just a little bit more, because it is super hot. Okay, boom. So I added in my volume 20 activator, my Adore titanium color hair dye, and Kiss Clear. I wanted to add a little bit of clear because I didn't want it to be completely titanium. Like, I wanted it to kind of like be like an ombre like shade. So I am putting that in the water. I'm mixing it. Y'all forgive me, I forgot to record myself when I first put it in there. Boom, we got the wig. Boom, this is the unit that I custom made myself with a 4x4 closure, and about 2.5, 3 bundles. So yeah. So I'm going to put that in the water and let that sit for a minute. As you can see, the color of the water is kind of changing from me adding that clear in there. So I was having a kind of a hard time getting that titanium to sit into the wig because I put the clear in there, but it was definitely changing. I had to add a little bit more titanium dye in there. So you'll see me doing that momentarily. But it's going to sit there for a minute and let it soak up all that color that's in that water. And I'm just going to lift it up and lift it down, kind of let that color work into the wig. As you can see, the clear is kind of taking over. I don't know if you guys can really tell from the camera, but the hair is definitely not 613 as much as that clear is in there. So you can see a little bit of the titanium. It's kind of like streaks. It's not really a whole lot. So like I told y'all before, I'm going to add some more titanium dye in there. I'm going to put it directly on the wig and also mix it in the water too. So right now, it was so hot too, guys. Like, it was literally burning my fingers. Do you see the steam coming from the water? But I'm going to go ahead and wring some of the water out right here so I can put some of the dye on there directly, because yeah, that's not even as much. You see like a streak of the titanium color, especially at the bottom. It took really well at the bottom overall, as you can see right here, but that middle is definitely all clear. So I'm putting more titanium into the water, and you even see the water is changing, like the clear is taking over the titanium completely. I'm putting the rest of the titanium in there because I didn't put the full bottle in the beginning, and more activated, so to make sure that that titanium takes, like, it tones that hair nice and it takes well. It's definitely going to take two at the end, but it's definitely not going to overdo that clear. That clear is going to stay in the middle, so you got to see that when I get to the end. So I'm adding as much titanium as I can, and I'm just going to keep stirring, making sure that it's all mixed together very well before I put the hair back inside. Make sure you hit the corners of your bowl. If you have like a square or rectangular like bowl, make sure you hit those corners, because the color will definitely trap in that corner. You want to make sure you mix it very well. It's like mixing Kool-Aid. You don't want that sugar to float to the bottom. So here's the wig. I am going to put it back inside, and I'm going to dip it nice and well. I keep making sure I put it on the back, because that middle back side is like what's not coloring titanium. Is the clear has taken over completely right there. So I'm going to let it sit in there. I'm going going to just let it soak up all the color. Gonna move it around a bit. My fingers are burning, y'all. Alright, so I am going to pull the wig out. You guys can see that titanium is taking much better. The entire top was clear at first. Well, it was in the process of being clear, but as you can see, that titanium is sticking. You see that clear has taken over the middle, so that titanium is not taking at all in the middle, but that is fine because it is definitely within the streaks of the hair. So like I said, it's going to be like an ombre, which is what I wanted. Look at that though, there's no titanium in the middle. But you'll see how I'm going to get it to color a little bit more, because yeah, it's totally ombre right here. It's just the top and then the bottom, and in the middle is not titanium at all. I'm going to put a little bit of titanium dye on the hair itself and work it in, because I really want my middle to be titanium, guys. So at least just a little bit more. Alright, so when I lift it up this time, you guys are definitely going to be able to see that titanium took more in the middle when I put it directly on the hair. It's still a little bit clear in the middle, but it definitely took a lot more titanium this time, so that's great. And here it is. It's still not as titanium in the middle as I wanted it to be, but you can see that ombre change from the top as it starts to progress in the middle and then to the bottom. So I like that. I'm going to wring it out because there's no more titanium in this water. It's all clear now, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out. There's no more titanium to take, and I don't want the clear to overdo the titanium that's in the hair so far. So I'm going to wring out my unit here, and then I'm going to place it. Taken the hair out of the bucket, poured all the water out, wrung out everything, and I have covered the wig in the Shimmer Lights shampoo. Forgot to record myself doing all of that too, but you know, you guys will work with me. I will do much more details next time. So you see the silver is starting to show in the hair much more. I let this sit for about 20-25 minutes on the hair. I know a lot of people were saying don't let it sit that long because it'll make it look like a lavender like color, and I wouldn't say it turned lavender, but when it gets in the light, it does, like, the colors reflect, and it'll go from a lavender to like a blue looking color. But overall it is a silver, like a grayish titanium color. So I am very happy. As you can see, the shampoo toned the wig very nice, and it is more gray overall than it was before when the clear was in the middle. So it's not like a full ombre, but it does have some ombre-like effect to it. And I'm just rinsing off all of the remaining dye and shampoo that is in the hair. So when I wring it out, it'll be nice and clean, and everything will be out. Shut my water off and wring out my units. I'm going to make sure I wring it out very well so I can get as much water out as I can. That way my drying process isn't that long. So I'm going to go ahead and wring this out, and then I'm going to dry it, and you guys will see that next. So now to the blow drying process. I'm going to take my wig brush, and I'm going to brush from the ends, of course, and make my way to the top to avoid any tangles, which I've already done before I started blow drying, of course. So this is my blow drying process, and I'm going to do this until my wig is blow dry very well through. Alright, this is it when I first took it out of the bucket. This is how it looks, and then this is it when I blow dried it all through. Once it was done, it took me about 45 minutes because it was super wet. And after I blow dried it, I pressed it, and then this is how it looks when it was done pressed. I had pre-plucked it prior to dyeing it, and I cut my baby hairs.